é, September 19, Saquarema City, Rio de Janeiro State, Brazil. We will have our conversation launching the issues on the antitrust justice USA, considering the accusations divided in three groups before. These groups presented indeed had the validation as accusation, and we could observe the pattern as a fraud committed by the debtor system against the legitimacy of the credit. Of course, that this only goes on errors. The design that you will have now will kind of have the same design, a group of presentations issuing the elements to the antitrust justice. We are not talking with Brazil. We are not working with Brazil. Brazil didn't consider this effort since the very beginning. And it's not fair be on it because you are not cooperate with this. You would like to be at the result and you will not be here. We will have uh, conversations with 5 minutes because I think that will be enough. We'll kick from this point as the new tracer and observing the association of one specific area with, for instance, your criminal area with the public corruption, and this took the integrity of the criminal area. But how this happened? And then we will, have our steps on the antitrust justice. We will try to present 5 minutes, 7 minutes, short issues to do not have something boring. We will try to get this situation, a regression, the trend, the functional behavior, and the electoral crimes. We could have before this model as the Ponzi scam, which goes on budget and has prepared by the multi-level associations. The trace elements will point a node in the center, and this node is the human resource. It can go, for instance, when you have the vaccine and you have the resource on it. Now, we will understand the Blind Eye Association will talk mostly all the time about America and American history maybe, despite I have no idea about a lot of things, but you got the point. Let's suppose that we are living in the early days as 1920, and then you had a crack on 1929, and at this period you had that crackdown, especially at the drink and the beverage. And this, of course, was one of the most relevant elements and maybe the angle stone to have formed the syndicate of crimes in the United States. We will observe that the political parties in America indeed is issued like this. You have your Republicans as the head issue on our Blue Monday, and in the same way you have your Democrats, and they formed the America as political parties. But let's suppose that you have a group inside this that has problems and like to drink, and during the crackdown, of course, that they will be related each other by the dependence they have as drink, you know. And if this goes and was explicit presented as drink, You must understand that during the crackdown, which is a constriction, a huge barrier, someone must open ways and someone must carry things through these ways opened. This physiological element integrated with interaction was the syndicate of crime in the United States. This was on 1929. Continuity of things observing the pattern as ways failored, setting, the physiological trails that you walk through. On the 80s, you had the same problem on American companies, especially when you have the secrets, industrial secrets like the Deep Blue or others. And of course that we can observe that this association formed something new, the same pattern observed at the Unisys, which is a company formed by laws in two other groups. This is the idea as trust scam. Indeed, we will observe that we have our area here as the integrity at the political party, and by drink independence, considering that the drink covered the criminal career if it's something illegal, the cocaine is illegal, the heroin is illegal, the white collar crime to have the money and support your drug dependence is illegal, and the fraud contracts and the association you do with the players to transfer these through these ways by something nowadays named as facility. It's the idea as trust scam. The antitrust justice in the United States indeed is the anti-mafia justice, because we will observe the approach of two different areas. One area is the public area, considering your political parties that forms the essence as your institutional behavior, but they fail us on it, allow the association by things that provide and supply the elements that was needed or indeed had been needed by these failures. The relation between public and corporate as different things need in the way we are having here, this situation here is happening here since 1929. Your purpose during this period you created by the corporative area, the anonymous alcoholics, in the same way the anonymous narcotics. And it's the purpose of your society to do not uphold this. The antitrust justice must be got like this. It's the anti-mafia justice, because according with Giovanni Falcone, Judge Anita, they think you can consider or have the mafia without the state. The state related with the corporative area by any kind of advantage indeed corrupted the essence at the difference, and without the essential difference between Republican and Democrats, of course that you are talking about something that is inside despite not belong at the purpose on it. And this exchange is a crime named insider trading. When you trade the integrity of your political party based on the essence as different to support the common element as need of to both by the facility contracts on present time, allowing ourselves to track the fails at the 80s and 90s, with the big driver as the Unisys, and how this company got formed, of course by cooperation, and you understand that the drink problem has cracked down on the 1929 is masking the entire mobilization as syndicate of crime on United States. The cartoons as Warner Brothers, something like this, are talking about this all the time. Finish here, move forward, but not now.